All right, guys, we are starting our garage project, our final project for this semester. You on in Moodle Rooms, you'll find a new handout that will take you sort of kind of what I call the worksheet that'll guide you through the process that we're going through. Today, we're going to just get started. We talked a little bit about materials and layout or labor in class, and now we're going to kind of jump right in. So the first thing that we're going to have is we've got, and again, you can always reference the tally sheet that we have online. So we talked about site layout and site materials. We'll use the same numbers that we used in the deck project for that. And then we're going to go right into the site clearing. And we talked a little bit about site clearing. What we have to do for site clearing is we've got to take a look at the overall dimensions. We've got to find the square foot area of the entire building. Plus, then we're going to add a 3-foot overdig area. So we'll excavate 3 feet over beyond that overdig area. So what we're going to do that is, for those existing, we are going to clear the site, and we are going to be using basically our site clearing and excavation are going to be very similar. We're going to jump right over to our site clearing. And that's also going to be our excavation. Because we're clearing that topsoil, and because we've decided to build this thing in Texas, it's going to be a fairly small excavation. So we'll use one piece of equipment to do that. And we're going to assume here that as we're stripping the topsoil, we're going to excavate, and we're going to use a 65 horsepower bulldozer. So what you guys are going to need to do is, using the plans, using the dimensions of the building, we're going to need to find the square foot area and the cubic yard of that soil to move it. So what we're basically looking at is we're looking at a length times width times the depth or the height. So to find cubic yards, we need to find length times width times the depth of the footing, and then we're going to take that number and we're going to divide by 27. So the 27 basically comes from our cubic yardage numbers. If we look at a cube, one yard is equal to a 3-foot dimension, right? So 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot would be a cubic yard. So that equals 27 cubic feet. So length times width times the depth will give us cubic yards over here. And that is the number that we're going to plug in for our excavation. So we've given a 6-inch deep excavation, and we'll have you guys find the actual number for how many cubic yards that is. The next step is we're going to find our labor. And the labor, we're going to assume that our builder is using a bulldozer with 65 horsepower, and we're clearing and stripping topsoil in pretty average soil. So here you can see our cubic yards to strip that topsoil. We're just going to go ahead and strip it a little bit deeper, right? We're going to go down 6 inches, and the cost for that is $2.41. And we're assuming that the contractor has his own material for that. So when we look at that tally sheet, the excavation is going to be our labor price. So you want to make sure that when you're done, we'll have a unit price here, and we'll have a labor price over here, and we will add the cubic yards.